Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic that can change your life for the better, recognizing the signs that God might be telling you to step away from a narcissist. Now, I know this is a sensitive subject, and many of you might be watching this with a heavy heart, questioning your own relationships. If you've ever felt trapped in a toxic relationship, this video is for you. We're going to explore 10 signs that might indicate it's time to reevaluate that connection and prioritize your own well-being. Have you ever been in a relationship where no matter what you do, it's never enough? You bend over backwards, pouring your heart and soul into everything, but the criticism never stops. That constant negativity, my friends, is like a poison that slowly eats away at your self-worth. It's one thing to offer constructive feedback, but a narcissist's criticism is different. It's meant to tear you down, to make you question your every decision and doubt your own abilities. They chip away at your confidence, leaving you feeling small and inadequate. God wants us to flourish, to grow into the best versions of ourselves. But how can we possibly blossom under a constant barrage of negativity? If you're constantly being told, you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy, that's not God speaking, my friend. That's the narcissist trying to control and diminish you. Remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Don't let anyone, not even someone you love, make you feel less than that. If you're in a relationship where criticism is the dominant language, it might be time to listen to that little voice inside, the one that whispers, "There's something better out there for you," because believe me, there is. Let's talk about that feeling of walking on eggshells, that constant fear of saying or doing the wrong thing. You find yourself constantly censoring your thoughts, biting your tongue, afraid of triggering another outburst or a storm of negativity. That's not love, my dear, that's fear, and God does not want us to live in fear. Love should feel safe, like a warm embrace, not a minefield you have to carefully navigate. When you're constantly on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop, it takes a toll on your spirit. It drains your energy, leaving you feeling exhausted and depleted. You deserve to be in a relationship where you can be your authentic self, where you can laugh freely and express yourself openly without the fear of judgment or reprisal. A relationship where your voice is valued, not silenced. If you find yourself holding back, dimming your own light to avoid rocking the boat, it's time to ask yourself, is this truly the kind of love God intends for me? Because you deserve a love that sets you free, not one that keeps you trapped in a cage of fear. One of the most telling signs of a narcissist is their profound lack of empathy. They simply cannot understand or relate to what you're feeling. Your pain, your joy, your struggles, they all seem to fall on deaf ears. It's like talking to a brick wall, pouring your heart out to someone who just doesn't have the capacity to care. You share your vulnerabilities, hoping for a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, but instead you're met with indifference, or even worse, judgment. God, in His infinite wisdom, created us with the ability to empathize, to connect with one another on a deep, emotional level. True love requires empathy. It's about seeing the world through your partner's eyes, feeling their pain as your own, celebrating their triumphs as if they were your own. If you're constantly met with a blank stare, a lack of understanding, or worse, a dismissive attitude towards your feelings, that's a huge red flag. God wants us to be in relationships where we feel seen, heard, and understood. Don't settle for anything less. Chapter 4. Sign number 4. The Master of Victimhood. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, and one of their most potent tools is playing the victim. No matter what the situation, they always find a way to twist the narrative, to paint themselves as the innocent party, the one who's been wronged. You could be expressing a genuine hurt, a valid concern, but somehow, they manage to turn the tables, making you feel like the villain in their carefully constructed drama. They'll dredge up past grievances, real or imagined, to deflect responsibility and avoid accountability. It's exhausting trying to reason with someone who refuses to take responsibility for their actions. You find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, questioning your own sanity, wondering if you're the one who's actually in the wrong. But remember, my friend, God is a God of truth. He sees the whole picture, the manipulation, the games. Don't get caught up in their web of deceit. If you're constantly being made to feel guilty or responsible for their behavior, it's time to step back and reclaim your truth. Chapter 5. Sign number 5. Manipulation on speed dial. Manipulation is the narcissist's bread and butter. They are experts at using guilt, fear, and obligation to get what they want. They'll twist your words, make promises they have no intention of keeping, and use your own insecurities against you. You might find yourself agreeing to things you're not comfortable with, doing things that go against your values, all because you've been expertly manipulated into believing it's what's best for them, for the relationship. But God calls us to live authentically, to stand firm in our convictions. If you're constantly feeling pressured, coerced, or guilt-tripped into making choices that don't feel right, that's a sign that something is deeply amiss. Remember, you have the right to say no, to set boundaries, and to protect your own well-being. Don't let anyone, not even a partner, manipulate you into living a life that's not true to yourself. Chapter 6. Sign number 6. Isolated and alone. Have you noticed how narcissists excel at isolating their partners from their support systems? They'll sow seeds of doubt about your friends and family, subtly or not so subtly discouraging you from spending time with them. They'll create drama, stir up conflict, anything to drive a wedge between you and those who care about you most. Why? Because they want you all to themselves. They want to be the sole source of your validation, your affection, your attention. But God created us for community. He wants us to have a circle of love and support, people we can confide in, lean on, and who will lift us up. Isolation is a dangerous game, my friend. It makes you vulnerable, dependent on the narcissist for your emotional needs. If you find yourself withdrawing from loved ones, if your partner is constantly criticizing or belittling your friends and family, it's time to take a step back and reconnect with those who genuinely care about you. Narcissists thrive on admiration. They have an insatiable need for validation, for constant reassurance that they are special, superior, and deserving of praise. They might fish for compliments, exaggerate their accomplishments, or belittle others to make themselves look better. It's exhausting being in a relationship with someone who's constantly seeking external validation. You're expected to be their personal cheerleader, their biggest fan, always ready with a compliment or a word of praise. But true love doesn't require constant fanfare. It's about appreciating each other for who you are, flaws and all. If you're constantly feeling pressured to boost their ego, to feed their need for admiration, it's time to question the foundation of the relationship. Gaslighting is a particularly insidious form of emotional abuse that narcissists use to control and manipulate their partners. It involves distorting reality, planting seeds of doubt, and making you question your own sanity. They might deny your memories, insist that things happen differently than you remember, or accuse you of being crazy or too sensitive. Over time, gaslighting can erode your self-esteem, making you doubt your own perceptions and judgment. You start to feel confused, disoriented, like you're losing your grip on reality. But remember, my friend, God gave you a sound mind. He wants you to trust your instincts, to believe in your own experiences. If someone is constantly trying to make you question your own sanity, that's a major red flag. It's time to reach out for support, to talk to someone you trust, and to reclaim your truth. A narcissist's absolute refusal to accept responsibility for their actions is one of the most frustrating and disheartening aspects of being in a relationship with them. They are masters of deflection, always finding someone or something else to blame for their mistakes. You might try to have a rational conversation to address hurtful behavior or broken promises, but it's like talking to a brick wall. They'll deny, deflect, minimize, or turn the tables on you, leaving you feeling unheard, invalidated, and emotionally drained. But God calls us to be accountable for our actions, to own our mistakes, and make amends. If you're in a relationship where there's never any accountability, where apologies are empty and change never comes, it's time to seriously reevaluate whether this relationship is serving your highest good. Being in a relationship with a narcissist is emotionally exhausting. Their constant need for attention, their drama, their manipulation, it takes a toll on your spirit, leaving you feeling drained, depleted, and utterly spent. You might find yourself withdrawing from activities you used to enjoy, neglecting your own needs, and feeling emotionally numb. This is not how God wants us to live. He wants us to be filled with joy, peace, and love, not running on fumes. If you're constantly feeling emotionally exhausted, like you're giving and getting nothing in return, it's time to prioritize your own well-being. You deserve to be in a relationship that energizes you, uplifts you, and fills your cup, not one that leaves you feeling drained and empty. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. And to those of you who are struggling in difficult relationships, please know that you are not alone. God sees your pain, He hears your cries, and He wants you to experience the fullness of life, the joy of authentic love, and the peace that comes from knowing your own worth. Remember, you deserve to be in a healthy and loving relationship. Take care.